Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome dear viewers to this special program. When it comes to us today in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it's being carried on for the second day continuously after the order of His Royal Highness Prince Naif regarding carrying on the national campaign to raise funds or to aid our brothers Muslims in Somalia. So we are here carrying out the live coverage from KSA2. Inshallah, this is going to be carried out until 1 midnight. And when it comes to us here in the studio, it takes great honor to be welcoming with us again in the studios of KSA2, Dr. Abdurrahman al-Tamami, who is the head of the South African Committee at the World Assembly of Muslim Youth, WAMI. So welcome again, Doctor.
Thank you, and nice to be here again.
The thing is, alhamdulillah, the campaign started yesterday. There's a lot of response from the Saudi people, from everybody in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia towards this campaign. First day it concluded with more than 90 million riyals now. I mean, they're breaching 120 million riyals, alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah. So, do you think that this resembles something from, say, the feelings of Ramadan, helping another Muslim, taking care of other brothers, and of course the call of Custodian of the Mosque King Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz to aid our brotherly Muslims?
Well, alhamdulillah, no wonder first, the response of the Muslims here in our country here, it reminds us with the real sense of brotherhood. Muslims everywhere, they share the same problems and they feel the sufferings of others. Therefore, I think no wonder about what we can see in the stadium and everywhere, Muslims coming and giving donations to their brothers, either commodities, rice, and I saw some jeeps, something that they're giving, and cash also, because they saw some footages from Somalia, and as we can see here behind us, the real need for our brothers and sisters in Somalia. They are suffering the drought and starvation, and they devastated their crops, their cattle. They are traveling for miles, walking on foot, and this is a disaster. And some of our colleagues in WAMI went there and they described the situation there. It's a calamity been affected there, and therefore alhamdulillah, and now the campaign started and the people of Saudi Arabia are responding.
Now, I mean, we've got to announce that these are live footage that you see in the viewers when it comes to us right here. This footage here. This is live from Melez and King Faisal Stadium at Melez, the city when it comes to the neighborhood, the area of Melez. If you got any commodities there, they are receiving commodities at the moment. They receive from comes anything there in Melez at the moment. These are live footage, and this is going on. One thing, Dr. Abdurrahman, you're head of the South African Committee. You've been to South Africa. You've seen the real picture, not the picture, let's say, reflected by all the photographers, everybody who's taking photos, because there are a lot of devastating things that not a lot of people can transfer to people to see. So you've been there and you've seen the real picture. Before we go to that, mashallah, let us just announce the numbers that are going to be giving you in the bottom of the screen.
Mashallah.
These are the latest, mashallah, and as you see, it's 150 million 744,000 and extras, mashallah, Saudi riyals. This is so far the fundraiser, and this is the number that it reached so far, 150 million, alhamdulillah, and inshallah, hopefully by the end of tonight as well, I mean, we'll be reaching much bigger number than that.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Going back to that question, Doctor, you've seen the real picture in South Africa. You've seen the real pictures of starvation in reality, not only in a still picture. Do those pictures reflect reality, or just a partial thing of what really is going on?
Our colleagues who visited Somalia, they see just maybe 10% of the reality. Huge amounts of masses of people are moving. Imagine the drought and no rain for 2 consecutive seasons. They are waiting for rain, and no rain comes. Therefore, they started their migration with their cattle. The problem there's no water. And some of our colleagues said, we saw some cattle dying, they are fat, but no water. The problem, it's all the wells dried, no water to drink, no water from rain, no rivers. It's in the midst of, actually it's affected the Somali. The Somali people, by the way, they are scattered in real Somal and Ethiopia and Kenya. It's in the middle.
Right.
By the way, parts of Somalia is safe now, not
With
affected.
Mogadishu and,
Yeah, Mogadishu and parts of Ethiopia are safe. Sorry, but the people in the middle. To imagine more, the people there, they don't have infrastructure. They are in the desert.
yeah.
With the small tents and cattle, and they just go for pasture and meadows, and they come back in the evening. They milk their goats, and they eat from their the meat and from the meals or millet or whatever they found, or wheat, and that's it. No luxury. Therefore, when no rain comes, it's a disaster, really. You can see here drought and no asphalt or good roads.
As we're seeing from the
Yeah.
pictures from Somalia at the
Yeah.
moment, I mean, these pictures.
You
this
can
is
see
what-
here,
Yeah.
the people here are suffering a lot, and they are, as I said earlier, no infrastructure, no trucks to take the people. Some people, they said they are wealthy, but on their way they lost their cattle, and nothing's left for them. So the problem is accumulating more and more, day by day, and the worst on the children. They are suffering a lot. Therefore, in WAMI, World Assembly of Muslim Youth, we encourage doctors and doctors and nurses to
Is
go.
it the part of the Doctors Without
Yeah,
Borders?
because we don't need just volunteers to go, because a lot of men there, a lot of laborers there and workers. The need there, the bad need there for doctors, practitioners, and nurses. Any science or any knowledge about medicine, practical medicine, and because the people are suffering now, as you know, in huge masses, and tents there and shelters, cholera and other diseases.
Nourishment.
Yeah, non-nourishment. Yeah, are now spreading. Therefore, they need doctors. And by the way, today, actually, it's 9 o'clock in the evening. They left now to Somalia. A delegation from WAMI. They left there, and there are some doctors and a sister doctor. She accompanied them to help and aid our sisters there. Therefore, the need for doctors, and we need cash and commodity to help them. And my suggestion here for His Royal Highness Prince Naif and the people there, and we thank them very much for that. I suggest for the people in charge of the campaign that they start to create villages. They come to different places, different gatherings, different connections, junctions, and they dig very deep wells, bore wells, 300, 400, 600 meters, and they get water with the pumps. They put tankers, containers, water containers, build small masjid, small one, and small tents. People will come, containers for the cattle to drink and for people to drink, and it will solve the problem immediately. There's emergency action that should be done. I think we need more and more wells like this. The other thing, the emergency also, this is for the long run and now, and it should be done now. The other thing, it's the emergency, what they are doing now, the emergency help or support, food, which is as a necessity for the complexes. But we need to do something for the long run.
Yes.
Digging wells, making small villages, create a new village depending on that, give them part of this campaign. This money, plowers, machines, trucks, give them seeds, and they will plant. If they find the very deep wells, because the problem there, they have wells there, but 200 meters, 100 meters, and the problem, no rain for 2 or 3 years.
You've got to go deeper.
Yeah, you have to go deeper. Therefore, if you dig this, you will solve the problem, inshallah, for future.
So the thing is, I mean, it's not only about giving them food, but it's how do you implement the money that you're raising at the moment. There's got to be an actual plan for implementing, let's say, and spreading the money, distributing it in the right portals to actually figure a long-term solution. Because remember, last year there was a minor problem with drought. Now it's a big problem with drought.
Yeah, because the problem, as I told you, it's in the desert.
Yeah.
And imagine, sometimes we don't imagine the problem unless we live or put ourselves in their shoes. They are, for example, the nearest city is 300, 400 kilometers. And you have to walk this distance, 200 kilometers. You walk the distance with no supplies, no food, no water. They just take their expensive belongings with them, or something to sit in or sleep, or some pots to, if I find some food to cook. Therefore, it's a disaster. Absolutely. The fragile part, women and children, especially babies, they die. On a daily basis, they die, and this is a disaster. People in the campaign should do some action to send some money, to send some food immediately for the people there, and to try to alleviate their problem and their sufferings.
A lot of the Muslims, a lot of the people are watching all those, let's say, images, or watching the videos, everything that goes on in Somalia at the moment. They're looking at it, thinking about, oh, we got to help them, we got to give them money and things like that. But there are as well lessons to be learned from what's going on in Somalia at the moment. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, he said, I mean, toughen up with the spendings and everything, from the luxuries, because, I mean, blessings never last that long. So are there lessons that we should learn from seeing other countries, other people suffering in times and hard times? Should we consider it, think about it deeply?
First, we need to, in every calamity and every problem, we need to supplicate and resort to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make dua for ourselves, our brothers and sisters worldwide, especially the people who are afflicted by calamity or disaster. We need to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to listen, to alleviate all their problems. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to support them and make the aid reach them easily.